T-Boys TV, we're back again. Oh, no, I don't know if we're back again. I'm lagging, which isn't a surprise. But no, I think we're back again now. Obviously, 4 Premier League predictions. Obviously, there's not many games left in this season. Obviously, there's quite a few rescheduled games during a week, which obviously we will get into. But obviously, we're here to predict game week 34 and then 3 rescheduled games. So yeah, let's get into it. So the first game is tomorrow, 12:30, and that is a London derby. Crystal Palace taking on West Ham. Now, Crystal Palace actually took their first defeat since Roy Hodgson has come back as a manager, losing 2-0 to Wolves, and Wolves are on decent form. I do think Wolves will stay up, not even because of the recent results. I said, when them and Palace were mentioned in the conversation, I said them two would stay up because, where they are compared to the others. Taking on West Ham, who obviously lost to Liverpool narrowly, very close to getting that game right. I said 2-2. Did think Liverpool maybe would have sneaked to 2-1, and I'm not even just saying that. I was thinking that, but I just thought it'd be a draw. One of them frustrating midweek games for Liverpool. I thought it'd be one of them. West Ham, on decent form as well. Palace, I did have a feeling they'd lose to Wolves, even though I said 1-1. I thought it'd maybe be 2-1 to Wolves. Obviously, it was 2-0. I think both teams are safe now. Me personally, I think from Bournemouth onwards is the battle now. So obviously Bournemouth in 14th, 36 points. So yeah, I think Bournemouth onwards. But yeah, I think West Ham are still in it. But I think if they get one win, they'll be all right. And I do think they'll win this game. Selhurst Park, it is a difficult place to go. But I haven't really rated Crystal Palace this season as a whole, really. So I'm going for a narrow victory for West Ham. I'm going with a 1-0 away victory for the Hammers. Your comments, Big Up Billy says, evening, big up yourself. Oh, what's going on with the camera? Just noticed it started making some weird noise. Oh no, it's just decided to turn off. Flipping hell. The joys, eh? Right, let's see if I'm back. Am I back? What's going on? No. Right, 1 second, people. Let me try to sort this out. Oh, come on. What is this doing? It's just typical, isn't it? Same old nonsense. 1 sec. There we go. Right, I'm back. Yeah, apologies about that. I don't really know what happened there. But yeah, Chris gone 2-1 to Palace. Okay, interesting. Billy's gone 1-0 Palace. So you've both gone for a Palace win, which is interesting. Wolves strong at home, so no shame in defeat for Palace. And they are doing all right at the moment, Wolves, to be honest. Last couple of results have been decent, so there's no shame in it, really. So yeah, big up to Chelsea fan. He says, big up people, big up yourself, mate, big up yourself. Moving on to the next game. There is only 2 games at 3 o'clock in the Premier League tomorrow. And the first one we're going to look at is Brighton versus Wolves. Now, this should be an interesting one. Like I say, Wolves on decent form. Brighton have had a pretty poor week. Obviously, they got knocked out of the FA Cup. I did think, like I said in the Premier League predictions during the week, I did say as that game went on longer, did think they was going to lose. Obviously, Solly March, he had some good chances in that game. Not even the penalty chances before that. He had good moments where I felt he should have done better. And I feel that cost them. I really do. They're taking on Wolves, who, like I say, doing decent. Obviously, Brighton lost heavily to Nottingham Forest as well. So, yeah, there's not really... It's weird one at Brighton at the moment. See, the last 2 games they've lost, which is rare to say of them at this, at this moment in time. Taking on Wolves are on decent form. I'm going to sit on the fence here. I'm going to go with a draw. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw in this one. So yeah. Your predictions, 2-1 West Ham, says Chelsea fan. Yeah, fair enough. If I didn't say 1-0, I'd have probably said 2-1 to West Ham, to be honest. Excuse me, Brighton 1-0 against Wolves, so narrow win for Brighton, Chris reckons. Said 1-1 for Forest Brighton because of Brighton hangover in FA Cup to 120 minutes. Yeah, fair enough. I just thought they'd bounce back. I said 2-0 Brighton. So yeah. Brighton 2-0. Chelsea fans gone. Okay, so another win for them. Billy's gone with a Brighton win as well. He's gone 2-1. So you've all gone Brighton. I've gone with a draw. Moving on to the next game, Brentford versus Nottingham Forest. Now, Nottingham Forest, like I said, obviously got that very emphatic win against Brighton after going 1-0 down as well. Taking on Brentford, who obviously got a win at Chelsea. I did think if someone was going to win, it was going to be them. You know, majority of people would have thought that as well, especially with how poor Chelsea are. Brentford, I remember last season, they slapped them up. In this game, it just sounded like they just dominated them, really, from what I heard. It's an interesting one. Now, Nottingham Forest obviously got the worst away form in the league, but they will be, happy after that win. Obviously, they still are in the battle as well, of course, along with a lot of many other teams, as we know. Taking on Brentford. Brentford at home tend to be good most of the time. I'm going to back a Brentford win, but I don't think it's going to be easy, especially if Forest having that result. I actually reckon they might make it tight. I'm going to go for 2-1 Brentford victory in this one. Brighton rested a couple players too. Chris has gone 3-1 to Brentford against Nottingham Forest. A different story if this was at Forest. I'd have to agree. What was the score when they played at Forest? I think it was 2-2, wasn't it? Something like that. So yeah, Brentford 1-0, says Chelsea fan. Yeah, fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Wasn't far off my 3-0 prediction. Yeah, you wasn't, to be fair. Only a goal off. And then Billy's gone with the same as me as well. He's gone with a 2-1 victory for Brentford. Moving on to the next one, Bournemouth versus Leeds. Now, this is a massive game at the bottom when it comes to, that relegation battle anyway. See, Bournemouth sit 14th. See, Leeds 16th. Obviously, Leeds are only above it by a point. Bournemouth obviously above it by 6 points. It's an interesting one. It's at Bournemouth. Leeds, I actually had a look at their fixtures and I think they might go down. Looking at their fixtures, man, they got some difficult games. This will be a difficult game, away at the Vitality. Bournemouth obviously got a win, which I did predict right. I did say 1-0 against Southampton and it was. Leeds obviously drew to Leicester. I knew it'd be a draw. Obviously, I said 2-2, but it ended up being 1-1. How do I see this one going? I actually see Bournemouth winning this one. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to go with a 2-1 to Bournemouth. Another 2-1. I'm going to go with it to Bournemouth in this one. Your predictions and comments. Chris has gone 2-2. He's gone with Desmond. To be fair, if I didn't say 2-1, I would have went with a 2-2 as well. Big up Kenny says, yes, Tyler. Big up yourself, mate. Chelsea fans have gone 2-1 as well. Kenny's other predictions, 3-1 West Ham, 4-0 Brighton. Jeez. 1-1 between Brentford and Forest. Okay, that's interesting as well. And then he's gone Bournemouth 2-0 win against Leeds. I had Leeds, Forest, Bournemouth down start of the season. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. So, yeah, there we go with that. Moving on to the next game. Obviously, there's a lot of games on Sunday at 2 o'clock. This is another one of them. Obviously, Bournemouth Leeds is as well. Fulham versus Manchester City. Now, Fulham narrowly lost to Aston Villa, but Aston Villa doing really well at the moment. Fulham, their next 2 games, they have got Man City and Liverpool. And Liverpool have actually been doing all right last few games. Man City obviously chasing Arsenal, as we know, beat them at the week pretty emphatically. Fulham, they don't usually lose a lot at home, but I just think the momentum Man City have got, I think they'll win this one. And I'm actually going to go for a convincing win for City. I'm going to go 3-0 Manchester City in this one. So that is my prediction for that. Bournemouth done mad, to be honest. Yeah, they've done decent. Bournemouth 2-0 leads. Bournemouth will be fine if they win that. Yeah, I think it's like that for a lot of teams. Like I said, if West Ham win, I think, that's them in a good position to stay up. Your predictions. Kenny's gone 2-1 to City. Last minute winner. Fair enough. So has Chris. Chris has gone 2-1 as well. Tough place to go to, Craven Cottage, but expect City to get job done. They've turned on engines. Exactly. Man City 3-0. Chelsea fans gone with the same as me. Big up Stephen says, big up Ty, big up yourself. 1-1 Billy's gone with. Interesting. I think it'll be one of those frustrating days for City. I mean, they've had a few of them this season, so I do definitely hear what you're saying. But yeah, like I said, I'm going 3-0. I just think, they've turned on the gas now. So, yeah. Moving on to the next game. This should be a really interesting one, this one. Manchester United versus Aston Villa. Now, obviously, United were 2-0 up against Tottenham, and they usually do what Tottenham do, bottle it. Don't know what happened in that game. I just saw they were 2-0 up. I was thinking, yeah, all right, they'll probably go on to win, stay 2-0. I said 2-0. Nope, Tottenham made it 2-2. Taking on Villa. Villa obviously doing very well, as we know. I remember the reverse fixture in this game. Villa actually won very emphatically. I think it was one of Unai Emery's first games for Aston Villa. I'm going to go with a draw. I'm going to go with a draw in this one. I'm actually going to go with quite a high scoreline as well. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw. I don't think Villa have done double over United since, I think it's like 1954 to 55 season or something like that. And both teams, Man United are unbeaten in their last 5 at home. And then, not Newcastle. Aston Villa are unbeaten in their last 5 away. So I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw in this one. I reckon there could be goals in this one. Your predictions. Stephen's gone 3-1 to City. I was thinking that would be my other prediction if I didn't say 3-0. Chris has gone 1-1 between United and Villa. Again, if I didn't say 2-2, I probably went with that. Kenny, who's obviously a United fan, has gone 2-1 United. He's backing his team. Chelsea fan's gone 2-1 to United as well. Stephen's gone 1-1 as well. We backed Spurs for a half, awful subs, and we drew. Yeah, fair enough. I didn't watch the game, to be honest. I just saw it. United threw that Spurs game away. They did, didn't they? And Billy's gone with the exact same as well. He's gone with a 2-2 draw as well. So, yeah, fair enough. Moving on to the next one, which a lot of people would say a very emphatic win for Newcastle. And I totally understand, their last 2 games, they've won 6-1 and 4-1. Obviously against Tottenham and Everton. Taking on Southampton, who, like I said, I did predict their game right. I did say they would lose to Bournemouth 1-0, and they did. I think Southampton will go down. I think, even though they were winning against Arsenal, obviously they ended up drawing, and I think, it felt like a loss to their fans, and I think, games like that, when they're saying stuff like that, I think they're going to go down. Look at the points now. From safety, how many points today from safety? 6 points from safety. It's not really looking great for them. They are taking on Newcastle as well. Like I said, 2 emphatic scores in their last 2 games. I'm not going to go for an emphatic Newcastle win, but I'm obviously going to go for a Newcastle win. I'm going to go for 2-0. I don't think it'll be as high scoring. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm going to go for 2-0. I think Southampton might play all right, but Newcastle will just... their quality will just shine in. Shine through, sorry, not shine in. So, yeah, 2-0 for me. 2-0. I'm going to go 2-0 Newcastle in this one. Your predictions are... Chris gone 5-0 to Newcastle. Newcastle 4-0, says Chelsea fan. Newcastle 3-1 Southampton. Southampton are gone if they lose their next 2 matches. Yep, that is true. Kenny says 2-1 Southampton. Jeez, up the Saints. Come on, get us third. That's more of a hope prediction than you actually believe that, surely. Newcastle 4-1, says Stephen. Fair enough. So you reckon they'll win back-to-back 4-1 games. To be fair, Southampton put up a good game versus teams you'd expect to batter them. That's very true. And obviously they have already played each other this season, obviously in the League Cup. And it was only 2-1, wasn't it, at St James's Park? So yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Now I believe in James Ward-Prowse Lavia. Fair enough, then. Fair enough. I mean, the way Newcastle have been, fair enough. We'll see. We will see. Can Newcastle keep this up next season? Chelsea, Liverpool expecting to come back after their coma this season. Yeah, I think Newcastle will be up there. This is the first proper season you'll see it, or you are seeing it. I reckon they'll just keep progressing and obviously making steps upon steps in the transfer window. So yeah, I think they will, mate. But yeah, moving on to the next one. We'll be doing a watch along to this game on Sunday. Like I say, I'm hoping to get a Liverpool and a Tottenham fan on for this one. Obviously, it's Liverpool versus Tottenham at Anfield. Tottenham haven't beat Liverpool since 2017. I remember watching that game. I was at Wembley, got battered 4-1. But since then, Tottenham have not beaten Liverpool, like I said. Liverpool are at home. They are, even though they haven't been great throughout the whole season, doing well recently. Won the last 3. And then obviously, very good at Anfield as well, against the so-called top 6 at home, actually unbeaten. Obviously beating United 7-0, beating City 1-0, drawing with Chelsea, drawing with Arsenal. And yeah, just now it's Tottenham. Now it's literally Tottenham to play. And yeah, I think Liverpool win this one. Like I said, they've got a good record against Tottenham. Tottenham are very poor away, outside of London as well. Obviously, their last away game, as we know, they got absolutely battered. And yeah, I just think the way Liverpool being 3 out of 3, I think Liverpool win again, and make it 4 out of 4. So I'm going with a 2-1 victory for Liverpool. I think it could be tight, but yeah, I think Liverpool win 2-1. Is that one? Your predictions and comments. Do annual pool? Yeah, exactly. 2-1. Yeah, exactly. I remember a couple of years ago, it was 1-1, wasn't it? And then Firmino scored late on. I could see not something like that, but I could see that type of game where Tottenham take the lead and then Liverpool equalise in the first half towards the end and then win, get a goal in the second half, which goes on to win it in like the 70th minute or something. I could see something like that. Liverpool 5-1, Chris has gone with. Jeez. I mean, to be fair, like I said, Tottenham did get battered in their last game. And Liverpool are good at Anfield, even though, against the top 6 this season, even though it obviously hasn't been great overall. Chelsea fans gone 2-0 Liverpool. Yeah, fair enough, solid. Billy's gone 3-1. Yeah, if I didn't say 2-1, I'd have probably said that. League Cup was a little faith and hope for Southampton. This is Premiership. Newcastle different, says Stephen. Ryan Mason, lovely fella, but had nothing to do with that Spurs comeback. If anything, the players said to Mason, put the kettle on at half time. Lovely fella, don't make you a good manager. Exactly. Sometimes you've got to be ruthless as a manager as well. So many managers are like too lenient, and I wonder why they get sacked. Chelsea are going to finish 15th January. Oh, that'd be funny. If only they lost to Leicester. Spurs players only turned up in the second half because they knew what was coming if they didn't. Liverpool 3-1. Stephen's gone with Mason's Soldiers. Oh dear. Fair enough. But yeah, moving on to the next load of games. And that's interesting this game week. Obviously, like I said, there's rescheduled games, but a game on Tuesday, which is Arsenal-Chelsea, is not rescheduled. It is part of this game week, which is weird because you never see a game on Tuesday unless they're midweek. Obviously, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Obviously, this is part of the weekend ones as well. But the first one we'll get into is the Monday night one, Leicester City versus Everton. Now, this is a 6-pointer. Obviously, both teams are in the relegation zone. Everton 19th, obviously Leicester 18th. Now, Everton obviously took that very heavy defeat to Newcastle at home. And it looks like this could be the season they might actually go down. A lot of people think they will. I'm having a look, at their fixtures, and I think they've got some very difficult games or teams around them, which I don't think they'll win. Some of them I really don't. Brighton Everton will set up to try and get a point, especially away from home. Even though it's not really ideal, I just think they will. You know how Sean Dyche likes to play as well. Leicester, obviously, they shouldn't be in the position they're in this season, but they are. I'm going to go over Leicester win. I'm going to go over narrow Leicester win. I'm going to go over another 2-1. My fourth 2-1 prediction. I'm going to go over it again. So, yeah, that is my prediction for that. Kenny's gone 2-0 to Everton. Interesting. So you don't think Leicester will score at home. Interesting. Chris gone 2-1 to Leicester as well. Definition of a 6-point, any result wouldn't shock me. Exactly. Leicester 1-1. Yeah, if I didn't say 2-1, I'd have probably said 1-1. Chelsea fans gone 1-0 to Leicester. Everton been flirting for years, haven't they? Looking like the season now, in my opinion. Exactly. I would expect them to bounce straight back up like Villa and Newcastle did. Yeah, it'd be interesting. Personally, I don't think they would, but yeah, we'll see if that is the case. Stephen's gone for a dull 0-0, or hopefully not. No, I don't think that'll happen with Vivian. Yeah, I'm the same, but we all got our own opinions. So yeah, we will see. But yeah, moving on to the game on Tuesday, which is another London derby. Obviously, it's Arsenal versus Chelsea. Now, Arsenal looks like they've bottled it last couple of weeks. Obviously, they still are ahead on 2 points, or by 2 points, shall I say. But City have got 2 games in hand. To be fair, Arsenal usually have a number over Chelsea, even when Arsenal are not as good. Chelsea obviously poor, as we know. They don't really score a lot of goals. I think it's a good game for Arsenal to try and bounce back in, after that City game and get a result. So yeah, I'm going to go with an Arsenal win. I'm going to go 2-0. Like I say, Chelsea don't really score a lot, and I think it's a good game for Arsenal to bounce back in. So I'm going 2-0. Your comments and predictions. Chelsea fans got 4-0 Arsenal. So he is a Chelsea fan as well, which you can tell. 6-0 Arsenal. Flipping hell. 4-0 Chris has gone with. Okay, I thought my 2-0. I was expecting a lot of, you really, Arsenal will keep a clean sheet. But all right, some of you have gone with not what I expected. Arsenal 4-0. Yeah, I read that. Billy's gone 3-0. We are shy. Yeah, you're not great, are you? Chelsea be hoping for 1-0 or 2-0 narrow defeat. Jeez, okay. I thought my 2-0 was going to get a bit of, question marks. But, yeah, okay. You lot have gone with even more than I would have thought. Yeah, no, exactly. I didn't expect it. Chelsea were awful. Yeah, I know that. Flipping hell. Interesting. But like I said, it is a good game for them to bounce back, I feel. It is. Generally, if they had 5 points less, they would be relegated. Yeah, I know. But they are all the games for this game week. So let me just run through them again, and then we'll go into the 3 midweek rescheduled ones. So Crystal Palace 0, West Ham United 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Brentford 2, Nottingham Forest 1, Bournemouth 2, Leeds United 1, Fulham 0, Manchester City 3, Manchester United 2, Aston Villa 2, Newcastle United 2, Southampton 0, Liverpool 2, Tottenham Hotspur 1, Leicester City 2, Everton 1, and then Arsenal 2, Chelsea 0. So yeah, let's go on to Game Week 28 rescheduled ones. So the first one is Liverpool versus Fulham. I won't be doing a watch long because I've seen it's not on anything. Obviously, Man City, West Ham are playing at the same time. So that'll be that is the game on. So, yeah, do I think Liverpool win this one? Obviously, it's a bit hard to judge when I haven't seen the weekend game, but obviously it is a rescheduled game, so I'm just going to get into it now. I do think they will. Good thing about Liverpool's next 3 games is they're all at home. So yeah, I think it's a good time to try and get some points and potentially 9 out of 9. Really, honestly, if you want to try and get into top 4, usually I'm not one of these top 4 race rare to tear, but there's nothing else to play for, and it's just one of them really. So yeah, I think Liverpool bounce back. I'm gonna go over 2-0. In this one. So, yeah. And that will obviously mean back-to-back defeats for Fulham, but they will, they would have played City and Liverpool, so always difficult games. Even though Liverpool have been great this season, always difficult games. Your comments, predictions to this game. Stephen's prediction to Arsenal versus Chelsea. He's gone 2-0 as well to Arsenal. So, yeah, fair enough, mate. Same as me. Thomas Tuchel wasn't here at the beginning of the season. We'd be fighting for our lives. Facts. Kenny's gone 3-1 Liverpool. Yeah, fair enough. Chelsea fans gone 2-0 as well. Chris gone 4-1 to Liverpool. Billy's running clips. I don't know why I said your whole name, but he's gone 2-0 as well. So has Stephen. He's gone 2-0. Positive if we get Europa. It's like get tickets for the games. Fair enough. But yeah, moving on to the next game. Like I said, same time, same day. Man City versus West Ham. Now, City, like I said, I think they'll win at the weekend 3-0. I think both teams will win. So I said West Ham to win 1-0. But it's always a difficult game going to the Etihad. But to be fair, I remember in recent years, West Ham haven't really... I can think from the top of my head, when they went City, they got battered. I think the last time they went there, it was only 2-1. And I think they'll make up a good game. I think they'll put up a good game. But I just think City, the momentum they've got, what they're chasing, it's one of their games in hand. See if they do win this, they will go above Arsenal. So yeah, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say City win. It might sound emphatic, but I actually think West Ham will play it right. I'm gonna go over 3-1. Gonna go over 3-1 City in that one. Man City 3-0, says Kenny. And Chris has gone with the exact same as me. If you appoint Lampard as manager, you deserve relegation. Oh, dear. Yeah, moving on to the last game, Thursday night game. Brighton versus Man United. Now, obviously, they've recently played, 2 games ago against each other, obviously, in the FA Cup. United winning that on penalties. Well, the way it would have been for me, I'm going to be straight up with my prediction. I'm going with a narrow 1-0 victory for Man United, which would mean Brighton, obviously, if, they don't win at the weekend, that means they will be 4 games without a win, if you include the FA Cup. So that would be interesting. That would be interesting if that was the case. So, yeah, that's my prediction there. Your predictions. And predictions to the Man City game as well. Billy's gone 3-1 as well. I think it will be like the Leicester one. City will take their foot off the gas in the second half. Yeah, potentially. Obviously, if they're in a good position in the first half, I could see that. Chelsea fans gone to 4-0 City. Brighton 2-1. Chelsea fan reckons they'll get revenge in that sense against United. Kenny's gone 2-2. Fair enough. Obviously, he is a United fan. Chris gone 2-1 to Brighton. FA Cup revenge. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, if we still had Roma zone at 2, she'll be here still. Yep, exactly. I believe 2 wins guarantees the top 4, says Kenny. Stephen's gone 3-0 to City against West Ham. Ahead of Spurs anyway. Yeah, at this rate, Liverpool finish above Spurs. Billy's gone 1-1 for Brighton United. Fair enough. So let's calculate the table. Do show what the things would look like. So yeah, City would go top by a point and still have a game in hand. And they would go top of the league. Arsenal obviously dropped down to second. Newcastle still third. United a point behind Newcastle. Liverpool would jump up to 5th, which would be good. So yeah, Aston Villa 6th. Tottenham 7th. Brighton 8th, Brentford 9th, Fulham 10th, Chelsea 11th, Bournemouth 12th, which would be good. I think they'll be all right to stay up from that position, to be honest. Wolves 13th, West Ham 14th, Crystal Palace 15th, Leicester City 16th, Leeds just above the relegation zone. And then, but on the same points, it's just their goal difference is better. If obviously results go to Everton and Southampton. So Southampton and Everton would still be there, but it'd be a difference at the top of the bottom. So yeah, that is my predictions done for game week 34 and the rescheduled games from game week 28. So yeah, big up to everyone. Stephen says Brighton versus Man United. Desmond. Okay, interesting. Fair enough, mate. Everyone, of course, that's tuned in. I will wrap up when my thing doesn't freeze again. But make sure you do check out the championship predictions I did do earlier on the channel. They were a pre-recorded one. Sorry that they did come out today. It's just yesterday was a bit hectic in the end. So I didn't manage to get them out yesterday. But I'm going to put the link to them the link to it, shall I say, in the description. In the chat before I do wrap up. So let me just do that. Share, copy link. Right, put it on here. Share that. Why is it not letting me pin it? It's just typical, isn't it? Pin message. Right, there we go. Right, there we go. Yeah, make sure you check that out after this stream if you haven't already. My championship predictions. I know a few of you have put in your predictions, so big up yourselves for that. But yeah, let's go through last load of comments before we wrap up. That's Liverpool defending this season frozen. Yeah, facts. Liverpool to win Europa Conference League. Oh dear. So yeah, Billy says, see you later. I hope everyone has a good day. Now, big up to yourselves. We're currently on 8 likes. Let's get them likes up if you haven't already. I know a few people watch us back on playback as well. So yeah, don't forget to smash a like there. As for new subscribers, no new subscribers. But yeah, big up to everyone that's tuned in, of course, the regulars and that. As for content, nothing tomorrow by the looks of it. Sunday, obviously, a watch along to Liverpool, Tottenham, and the Hatter Show, 8 p.m. Episode 100 of the Hatter Show as well. So we've hit, it's a massive game as well, in the sense where, obviously, for both teams, where Luton could, guarantee for potentially, depending on what Middlesbrough do earlier on in the day, and then obviously Blackburn trying to, get playoffs. So it's all interesting, and we will have a Blackburn fan on for that as well. So make sure you do check that out. That will be on Sunday, 8 p.m. So like I said, watch along to Liverpool, Tottenham before that as well. And then Monday, obviously, a watch along to obviously Blackburn, Luton. And then from there on in, I'm not too sure as of yet. So yeah, that is for content coming up. But yeah, like I said, don't forget to smash a like on the stream if you haven't already. Do subscribe to the channel if you are new with the notification bell on. That'd be much appreciated. If you want to follow me across any of my socials, obviously link to them are in the description. And yeah, subscribe to my other channel as well, T-Boys TV Extra. Also, like I said, obviously I pinned my championship prediction pre-recorded video earlier, so make sure you do check that out after this stream. Let me know your predictions and smash a like in it and help it out and all of that. And yeah, I'll be back again on Sunday for the Premier League game between Liverpool and Tottenham, and then the Hatter Show at 8 p.m. So until then, take care and peace.